So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and this is one of my favourite tier 8 tanks, the OHO, the Japanese super obese tier 8 heavy tank. I love that. So we're on Live Oaks. It's a tier 9 game, and I'm going to do something a bit unconventional. So conventional wisdom, you're in a big heavy. You head up to the city on this map. You go up to AB 1 to 5 and you duke it out with all the heavies. And here you go. T10 is already moaning idiot team, and my guess is that he's complaining that there are four heavies all going south. Now the reason for me doing this, I can't speak for the other guys, but the reason for me doing this is that there's no enemy artillery. Also, when you're in a big thick stupid like this, it's really hard to get across up into the city without being spotted by any sort of TDs or medium tanks that are sitting out on the 6 line, and they can hit you in the side quite easily. So I decided to come this way for a change, and it worked quite nicely. So there is an AMX not paying attention. Goodbye AMX. Or did I mention I use 150mm HE shells on this tank? I like the derp factor, so that's what I do. So yeah, one shot, one kill. Team's actually doing okay, although look at, there's quite a heavy enemy push into the city, so you know, T10 is bound to be moaning more because none of us really went the right way apparently. So I'm just going to keep rundling forward. The thing about the OHO is that it has massive amounts of hit points. 1700 is pretty darn good at tier 8. Sorry. It also has pretty good armor, and you have to take advantage of that. You bulldoze. That's what you have to do. This waffle is in a really bad spot. Really bad spot, and he's about to die. So Centurion's ahead of him. I'll come round. Good night Vienna. Reload. It didn't really need to take that long to put that shell in, but 420 into his lower plate, that'll do it for him for the match. So I've only fired 2 shots. I've done over 1,000 damage. This is where I'm a little bit tardy. I will be reloaded before I manage to climb up this slope because I'm doing 6, 7, 8 kph. Now I really need some support. In fact we all do. The 4 of us heavies have pushed this line quite successfully, but none of us, well, McCarvan's got some good view range, but none of us really have got any decent view range, and you can guarantee there will be tanks hiding at the back here. And sure enough, there's a Jag Panther. We Jag Panther, we block a shot from him, aiming in nicely. Oh, and there's an RU-251 as well. There's an AMX there. I'm bouncing shells left, right and centre. Dropping back to reload, re-aim, reacquire that Jag Panther. Should really fire at the one who's firing at me. Oh, there's a Borsig there too, and somehow I missed that Jag Panther. Still haven't lost any life. I'm bouncing shells left, right and centre, making sure I move a bit, trying to be unpredictable, and there you go, an RU-251's just hit me in the side. But we take down the Jag Panther 2. I take another shot from this time from the Borsig, and suddenly, suddenly the MX manages to start penning me. I don't know whether he changed to premium, possibly. So I'm trying to angle a bit, trying to get down below where the TDs are. Yeah, he's penned me again, but I just landed a big 300 hit on him and did 2 critical hits on him along the way. There's the Borsig. He's gonna die, if not by me, by somebody else. There you go, he's down. It's 6 to 4. There goes the AMX. So I'm only on 400 health. I've taken quite a beating as I've come up this way, but we have got to the enemy cap near enough. We know there's an ISU and an RU in the middle there, around about C6 is where they were both last seen. And it's really now, I'm desperate for a bit of support. You can see our T44-100 gone into that very advanced D4 square and then stopped, and I don't know what he's doing there, and I'm just scuppered here because my view range is not good enough. There you go, I've been spotted, and I'm trying to pull back to try and get away from anything that's going to be looking at me, because the things like the ISU 152 is going to be desperate to get shots on me. Probably came up a bit too quickly there. There's the IU again. I mean, oh, there's a gun depression problem on this tank. But I do manage to hit the RU. Whoa! Then I bounce the T-34 shell. Block that. 400 average damage block. Trying to pull back. Tiger 2 is sitting there. He's disappeared on me. Have I disappeared for him? So I've done 4 kills. 2,300 damage. I love this tank. I love that 150mm HE gun. It's just fantastic fun. There's the T-34. Who am I to kid myself? I'm trying to use the bush here, but look at that, I've got no chance. And I have to come right over because the gun depression on this thing is so bad. And the ISU and the Tiger 2 both cleaned me up, which was a real shame. If I'd had some vision, I could have carried on at least providing some kind of sort of tactical support, if you like, for my friends. See, I'm complaining in chat, no view range, no one spotted. And really I needed that T-44-100 to move forward a bit. He's just sat there the entire game. In fact, I think he's AFK, which is really surprising. That's such a powerful premium tank, and yet he's just doesn't seem to have been interested in playing the game. So our T10, who was moaning all the way through earlier on, has actually done a pretty good job of holding up the enemy as they've tried to push out the town. Sorry. So it's 11 plays 8. 12 plays 8, and the game is pretty much over. There's just the Tiger 2 and the Conqueror left. Conqueror's on fairly good health though, to be fair. T10 seems to be developing a new armor plating scheme involving a dead SU-122-44 by the look of it. So it decided that isn't good enough. The T-44 is just working over that Conqueror quite nicely. In fact, extremely nicely. Can he get a shot? Yes, nice shot. Puts a nice shot into the Conqueror, and the Conqueror is down. The IS-3 took him out. So it's just the Tiger 2 left. He's taken out our Carnarvon, and this game is done and baked. So, moral of the story, just because conventional wisdom says you have to go a certain direction, you don't have to. It's your choice, but do it based on logic, on realistic assumptions. Look at the enemy team, look at your team, and see what's possible to happen. When I looked at the way the split was happening, we seemed to be in pretty good shape, and so I didn't think it was a big issue for me to go to the south. I was surprised that 4 of us went that way, but whatever, it worked. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. You have a good game and your team win. Yep, we were a real idiot team there, Mr. T10. So I kind of get what he's saying. I guess he's moaning because a couple of heavies like myself went south rather than north, but at the end of the day there was a good split on tanks, and it worked. We pushed the south, they held the north. At the end of the day, we won the game. I wouldn't necessarily normally go south in the OHO. It's too slow and it's too big, but there was no artillery in that game. There was no real threats in terms of TDs apart from the Borsig and the ISU. So I thought it was worth a risk. I thought it was worth doing something a bit different. It's a big map, Live Oaks, and by the time you trudged all the way north, sometimes you get there in the OHO and you find that the city's already fallen. So I went south. I don't regret doing that at all, because it was a good game. And if I had somebody spotting, if that T-44-100 hadn't been AFK, I think I probably would have done a lot more damage in that game. But came out with second class. We got Demolition, we got Fighter, Fire for Effect, and Bruiser. Second on the team on base XP 1045 base XP, 2369 damage and 4 kills. And you know, I think this is where the OHO is at its best. You just keep bulldozing, you keep trundling forward, use that armour, use the hit points until you haven't got anything left. And really that's the only reason why I died, was I got to that point not far from their cap, and I'd run out of hit points. I'd been hit too many times and I had nothing left to give. I needed at that point somebody to be spotting, so at least I could try and use my big derp gun to cause a bit of mayhem, but it looked like our only sort of scoutable tank, the T-4100, had either lost connection or gone AFK. I don't know what he was doing, so never mind. So I shot 7 shells, I hit with 6 of them, and they all 6 of those caused damage. Amazing, 1698 was done at range. I took 16 hits in return, only 6 of which 10 bounced for a 2890 blocked. I even spotted 3 tanks and did 1500 assistance. If you're leading from the front and you're bulldozing and you're firing HE, chances are you'll track things, you'll spot things. So even with a fairly meagre view range on a OHO, you'll spot things. 46,000 credits. Profit was 28,695 with the premium. Would have been 13,000 without, so not bad at all. And it was a ×3 for the day, so 4,704 experience. Would have been 3,000 with the non-premium account. So there you go. So Mr. T10, yeah, idiot team. Next time, suggest you actually play into the game for a few minutes before you determine they're an idiot team. And you know, I know we all do it. I've done it. You look at the team composition, you look at what we've got, you look at where tanks are going, and you sort of instantly make a judgment call. But in one of my New Year's resolutions is to try not to be so judgmental, because sometimes it works, you know. Sometimes it works. That time it did. So stick it up your jumper. Hope you enjoyed the game. If you did, consider giving it a like. Just click on the like button down below, and if while you're there, click on the big subscribe button. Then you get notification of any games that I post, any videos I post as they happen, and you can watch them at your leisure, as the Americans would say. In the meantime, have fun with your games, enjoy your games. It is just for fun, for goodness sake. Don't get so worked up about it. Your blood pressure will go crazy. Go crazy, I tell you. Just chill, relax, have fun, and I'll see you again soon. This is Gamer Don, signing out.